Hey guys, welcome to my impromptu video of cleaning out and organizing my kitchen pantry. I'm going to basically empty this out and then reorganize stuff. So I pulled out 3 jars of pasta sauce, and I hardly ever even eat pasta sauce. I hardly eat pasta. I do use this chicken stock. I like buying that at Costco. These Cocoa Krispies were from Valentine's Day. And these chocolate clusters from Trader Joe's are amazing. If you've not tried them, you really should. They are good. So I'm just putting these things back, but I'm gonna end up moving them around again afterwards. And those cans of beans, I don't know if I'm ever even gonna get around to using those. I might end up donating them or maybe making a point to make some chili or something. That would be really good. That sauce in my right hand, that's from Trader Joe's, and it's an Indian simmer sauce or a curry simmer sauce or something. If you add extra spices, that stuff is so good. Yeah, I still have some leftover marshmallows from making Rice Krispie treats as well, so I'm gonna have to use those up. That popcorn is really good from Trader Joe's, and so are these blue tortilla chips from Trader Joe's. And then these are just from salt and pepper shakers that I purchased. Looks like I have some chocolate up here. A couple of those are what my boss brought me back from Germany a while ago. I like using golden raisins, and I get those from Trader Joe's. So I just had to make sure that the door will shut. Saltines, I don't eat them a lot, but when I get sick, I like to have those. Yeah, I have a jar, or not a jar, but a bottle of 7-Up or Sprite or something in my refrigerator from the last time I got sick. I don't eat cereal, but I ended up with all of these different cereals. That Cheerios is probably my favorite of the Cheerios line. Cascadian Farms was okay. Now those 2 things I just held up from Trader Joe's. Those coconut wafers, those were really good. I love graham crackers. I love cinnamon, so that's cinnamon popcorn. That Belvita, don't like it so much. Those pita chips, I don't really like them. There were still a few left in there, and I just had to throw them away. So I'm taking some things out of boxes to free up some space. Those cookies are some that my boss also gave me, and I'm probably going to end up either giving those to the kids or donating them because I won't eat them. A couple of containers that I was saving, but I decided to not use them. So that was some Malt-O-Meal that I put up there in that little container, and then some slivered almonds. I had to smell those peanuts to make sure that they weren't rancid. There was some candied ginger, and then I have obviously a big pile of random grains and rice and stuff like that. So I need to figure out how I'm going to organize all this stuff because that's a mess. That's a disaster. I really wanted jars that I could fit on a turntable. So I went to the container store earlier that day, and I picked up 4 10-inch turntables that would fit into my cupboard because it's just barely over 10 inches deep. And I didn't know what size jars would work for that, but I have different size jars, and I'm thinking that the ones that I get from the Classico pasta sauce are probably going to be really good for stuff like this. I like those other ones that I just put away with the silver lid, the ones like that one, the garbanzo beans. I really like those. I picked those up, a bunch of them from TJ Maxx and Home Goods, but they're too big to put 4 of them. I was really hoping I could fit 4 of them on there, but it's not gonna happen. So I could do 2 and then, a couple of different ones on the sides, but this is how I ended up doing this little twirly deal, this little turntable or lazy Susan, whatever you want to call it. And then I do have another one that I picked up, and I wasn't sure how to do this all. So this is basically me just checking out what I have left over in bags. Like I had extra bulgur wheat, which I used to make tabbouleh. I had extra rice and extra quinoa. That was kind of a mess to dump into the jar, but managed to do it. And then I had a little bit left out that I'm going to be putting in my storage room. I'm gonna get a box and put all of these extra things in the storage. So basically I was able to dump some of the things into the jars and get rid of some bags and stuff like that. I have multiple types of rice. I have basmati, jasmine, medium grain, and long grain rice. And I also have some, I think they call it California brown rice, but that's not in this cupboard. This is, the brown rice is on the other counter in a big jar. And I like having different rices for different things. Like when I make some Indian food, I like having the basmati, and then jasmine, I use it when I make Kahlua pork, and I mix it with coconut stuff and it tastes really good. So I'm just printing some labels because sometimes you can't really tell which rice is which. You think you can, but then when it gets down to it, sometimes you can't. Obviously the medium grain is different from the basmati, but you might confuse the jasmine from the long grain or something. So I just wanted to label the jars so that I would be able to tell what was what later. And I'm not saying that that my cupboard is going to stay this way, but I'm going to try it for a while and then see how it works out. So I ran out of space. Maybe I need another turntable in there. I'm not sure. They're not expensive. They were $6 a piece. And I had a $10 gift card from, I don't know, I bought something years ago and they sent me a $10 reward and I just never used it. So I had a couple of different bags of jasmine rice and I just ended up combining them, and then I even cut out the labels so that I wouldn't forget how exactly I'm supposed to make it, and then I just tape it to the other side of the jar, but I don't show that in the video. So I was kind of at a loss on where to put these marshmallows, and I just stuck them on the top shelf where I keep all the extra, well, not all, but where I keep some of the extra spices that I have, because I won't be accessing those anytime soon. And I have some of this, it's called sopa de fideo, and basically it's like pasta. It's letter soup or alphabet soup, and you make it with tomato and onions and stuff like that. It's like a Mexican soup and I love it, but I haven't made it for a very long time. So I think that looks good. I think that turned out good. And then I realized that I purchased more multi-meal, so I had to make room for that. You guys, I am totally hooked on that multi-meal, and I like adding slivered almonds into it. It's so, so good. And then I bought popcorn because I was having a movie night tonight, and I ended up not even using that popcorn. Now I'm trying to decide where to put this other turntable, and I think it's gonna go on this shelf just fine. I'll put some of the beans and the curry simmer sauce, some tuna fish and clams that I have. Those are minced clams that you can make a really yummy dip with, and it's super simple. So I'll try that for a while and see how I like it, and if I don't like it, then I will change it. Nothing is permanent. Now I'm going to figure out how to use this other turntable on the second shelf of this part of my cupboard. I bought 2 of them and I put them on the bottom ones, but those are 9-inch turntables, even though I could put 10-inch in there, but then I wouldn't know where to put the oils and the ghee. So I think I might keep them that way instead of getting 10-inch ones, although that's what I really wanted. And I didn't realize how much stuff I had in that, or how many duplicates I had on that second shelf, because I'm standing on a little step stool and I cannot see back there. So I have like, I think 5 tomato sauces, and I don't know, I didn't know I had that many. And then I think I bought those diced tomatoes from Costco or something, and so I had a box of them. I got them somewhere for a good deal. So I just thought I'd put the tomato sauces, and that jar of peanut butter had, I don't know, like maybe 4 tablespoons left in it, and it was buried back there, and I have another one that I've been using that's in my refrigerator. So it's good to be able to see what you have, and I think turntables really help with that. So I'm just kind of playing around with it to see what's gonna work. So this pancake mix I'm going to take over to my boyfriend's house, because we like to do that kind of stuff on the weekends, and I don't ever cook pancakes at home. This bag of soup had a hole in it, and so it was leaking everywhere. And then I have all these extra things I'm going to put in the storage room. I have like quinoa, rolled oats, steel cut oats. I have more bulgur wheat, and then I have a big mess that I made with the rice and the label maker and the extra clips. I'm just going to stick those back into my junk drawer with the label maker. And the jasmine rice, so there's still a little bit left in there, and some of the slivered almonds and lentils. And I have a couple bags of green split peas, and then these cookies I'm throwing in the corner. I really need to go through that basket because those are things that I'm not going to be using. Most of them I'm not going to be using. And then that coconut didn't have any flavor to it, really. I tasted it and I ended up just throwing it away. And then these are just all the extra jars and boxes and bags and things that I was able to pull out of the pantry and make some room with them. And the cinnamon popcorn, those there are the things I didn't like, those pita bites. I thought those were kind of gross. I didn't like the flavor. And then I realized I forgot to put that bag into the pantry, and I tried to find a place for it back behind the two, and it just fell right out. So I ended up sticking it in there. Those cocoa almonds are really good. And I'm not sure where they're from, maybe Costco or something. So these blue corn tortilla chips, these are old and expired, and I mean, it's embarrassing. I think the date's like January or something, at least the popcorn was. But the popcorn, that stuff is really good too. But I really stopped eating corn tortilla chips when my boyfriend and I made this bet, which by the way, I'm losing, totally losing. Carob powder. I have no idea what to do with carob powder. Anyhow, thanks for watching, guys. Talk to you later.